Welcome to the Funeral Nation Web Show, the best effing web show. Everybody to the Funeral Nation Web Show, episode number 35. I'm Ryan Thogmartin. That is Jeff, the Funeral Commander. Our title sponsor up above, the Fast Funding Group, is here representing the Fast Funding Group with that great big logo above us. Jeff, what do you think about that?
I think it's fantastic because I use it myself. I think it's crazy that you don't get your money. Why would you do that? Did you know in the United States we have $330 million of accounts receivables floating out there? That's nobody's fault but the funeral director. You need to get connected with Fast Funding Group, either American Funeral Financial, C&J Financial, or the Funeral Funding Center. And if you can't find them, give me a call. I'll hook you up myself.
That's right. Jeff, we got a great show planned today. And I just want to remind everybody that's watching right now that if you have not commented on an episode and you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should feel guilty and you should go do that and then come back and finish watching the episode. Just plain and simple. What do we have?
Wow! Look at you with the guilt trip starting out today.
We got to. We're giving so much value. It's time for us to get something back. So we want to follow on YouTube and we want to comment below.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what. Today we've got a great program for everybody. We're going to have some big news about next week in the Texas Funeral Directors Association convention. The spotlight on a funeral director comes from Texas. And I think we're going to give a public service announcement, like my man Ron White says. You recognize it, Ron White? But anyway, about helping funeral directors with buying that off-site mess. So anyway, what's the big buzz this week, Ryan?
Jeff, I think it has to be, the passing of Muhammad Ali. Anytime a celebrity passes, it's obviously a big deal, and it gives the funeral profession a chance on a global scale to shine. It's interesting to look at social media from about 10:45, 11 o'clock Friday night through today has just been newsfeed flooded with Muhammad Ali tribute images, quotes. On Snapchat, SportsCenter did a very cool thing where they interviewed every single anchor, and every anchor said their favorite Muhammad Ali quote. And social allows us now when a death like this happens to really grieve globally, collectively. It's pretty impressive to see the power one person can have over multiple generations of people, as well as just on the global scale, how somebody can affect people's lives. And social provides a platform for people to openly grieve and grieve together. It's pretty powerful.
Hey, no doubt about that. And all the funeral director Facebook pages are talking about it. What I find interesting about Muhammad Ali was that, he was a Kentucky guy. He came out and made a statement, really controversial for some time. However, due to media, due to the ability for people to get to learn and know him, this guy transformed a negative into a positive. And I think that speaks a lot for him. So I'm really excited that our industry will get a time to really spotlight and shine and show what we do. And so the folks down in Kentucky is handling his services. We're behind you and look forward to y'all doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be, I saw yesterday that the service is going to be streamed online. The public service will be streamed live online. So, very good opportunity for our profession to really shine and show what goes on and what we do.
Excellent. Well, look, this interview segment was brought to us by Funeral DNA ID, simple collection of DNA, and you don't have to send a sample out of the country. It never even leaves a funeral home. How about roll that promo, Ryan?
You can't predict the future, however, you can protect your business and the families you're serving. Funeral DNA ID kits that collect and preserve DNA during the cremation and burial process. Swab, spot, seal, legacy preserved. For more information, please visit funeraldnaid.com.
Fantastic. Jeff, who is our not spotlight, who is our interview with today?
That Kool-Aid must have something in it you got over there, but that's all right.
It's the water.
You can't hang. You're going to really suffer next week.
Oh, live, baby. It's going to be good.
And you don't even drink. I'll get you some milk. Anyway, our guest today is Brett Henry of Wilbur, Houston. Let's roll that interview. Brett, welcome to the Funeral Nation TV show.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you here. This is we got some big stuff to talk about here shortly. Brett, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with this business.
Well, a little bit about myself. I've been working here. It's a family-owned and operated business for the last 12 or so years. Worked here also in high school and in college. Went off to college looking to do something else, and worked outside of the industry for about 2 years. And the opportunity to work with my family came up, and I thought, this opportunity won't exist in 10 years. And so an opening came up, and I accepted the position. And so now I'm here. I'm in charge of sales and basically looking at how can we grow our business? What else can we do to generate revenue and make sure that we remain a viable business?
Very cool. Brett, you're a partner at Wilbur Houston. Tell us a little bit about the business, how you got started, what coverage you
So Wilbur Vaults of Houston, we're a Wilbur licensee, and about 175, 180 of those around the country. We cover an area going up to the north about 150 miles, to the east 50, to the west about 100, and then down to the coast. The company was started back in the early 60s by a gentleman named Cliff Wright. My grandmother remarried in 89. They got she and Cliff married, and then they began talking with my father. A couple of years later, he originally was a research chemist and had always had an interest in owning his own manufacturing business. And so they brought him on board in '93 with to learn the business and possibly have the opportunity to buy the business. And then that's kind of where we are today, family owned and operated. We had the opportunity to purchase the Corpus Christi license back in late 2003, and we've been owning and operating that ever since, covering about a 75 to 90 mile radius. We're also a Signet Supply dealer here in the Houston area, and we also manufacture some non-funeral related products as well.
Wow. Well, I know that Wilbur's heavily invested in not only manufacture out of burial containers and providing service, but you're making new inroads with technology. How about share with us what's new?
Yeah, so there's a program called ESP, Educated Selection Process. It's been being introduced around the country by licensees for the last year. So we've heard some really good success stories. It's really a program that is moving the needle. We're seeing fewer grave boxes being sold, more vaults being sold, vaults that can offer personalization. And we think it's something that's really benefiting not only the customer, the funeral professional, but also the families that they're serving. They're getting value for their money.
Very good, very good. Well, Brett, the reason you're on the show today is for a big announcement. I'm not a drummer. Jeff is. Tell us what you're here for today, man. What's the big announcement?
Yeah, so we're excited to say that Wilbur Vaults of Houston and Corpus Christi Wilbur are sponsoring Funeral Nation at the Texas Funeral Directors Association.
Woo-hoo! We're going to Texas.
TFDA convention. We're looking forward to that. Looking forward to letting funeral directors and funeral professionals around the state get to interact with y'all and have a great time.
Man, we are so excited to come down there to Texas TFDA and them bringing us down with you guys. As part of the excitement, please share with our viewers. You guys are going to have a promotion there. What's going to be going on at your booth during the show besides us in there aggravating the snot out of you?
Yeah, so our booth is really set up, designed to engage professionals, invite them in to look at what are your challenges that you're dealing with, and through the products and services that we offer, we can help you overcome that. Whether it's looking to improve your mix on the burial vault side of things, or overcoming challenges with cremation, anything ranging from looking at our cremation offerings web-based through Wilbur Direct to granite columbariums to different casket options, so forth and so on. We're excited to bring everyone in. We'll have a demonstration of ESP as well, and overall, yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We as we did last year, we're also going to be having a drawing for a free Signet Supply casket.
Very cool, very cool. Well, the funeral commander and I are going to kick things up a little bit. We'll bring some effing swag down. We're also, in fact, we're going to be streaming live from the opening reception. We're going to be kicking off the show live. We're pretty excited to have Wilbur Vaults of Houston and Corpus Christi Wilbur as a sponsor for that. And I think that we're going to be having a selfie posting contest. Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah, these guys here at Wilbur are getting out there on Facebook. Yeah, baby. And we're going to have some selfies. And the folks that come in, we're going to think of some theme and some fun stuff to do and help get that Facebook page built up. We'll see the power of that interweb in action right then. Hey, Brett, in closing, you've been in the business for some time now. From a supplier standpoint, where do you see our industry heading?
I see the big challenge is satisfying the me generation, people wanting something to be all about themselves. And how do we do that? I think it's through personalization. And I think by personalizing the service, whether it's on the burial vault or it's running something that helps celebrate that person's life. I think that's what's going to separate the successful funeral home from the funeral home that maybe isn't as successful.
It's interesting. You say that from a supplier standpoint because it's all encompassing. It's all pieces of it. Some folks say, well, it's just about this product or this, but you're really smart because it is all about the entire process. It's about the family. And if it's presented correctly, the family will see tremendous value in the products that you guys provide. I mean, I've seen some wonderful pieces, very heartfelt, well done, especially on the veteran side. I think you guys are obviously doing a great job there.
Yeah, thanks. And personalization is what it's all about. Yeah, we're licensees such as us who have invested in a large format printer. And so what's nice now is quite a few of us, if you have a family that comes in today and makes arrangements, wants to have their loved one laid to rest tomorrow, we can have the vault personalized for them. And then more importantly, for the funeral home, not only do you have a satisfied family, but we've got examples where we have personalized a burial vault and people have seen it and they've wanted it for themselves. And so it's an opportunity for a funeral director to possibly get a sale that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise gotten because people see it and then they want it for themselves.
That's exactly right. And I can tell you guys are very valuable down in Texas right now with all that water. So,
yes, sir.
Well, I tell you what, let's just keep the water on the beach when Ryan and I slide down there. I'm going to work on my tan, and he's going to polish that dome of his up there. That thing is shining today, boy. You got it going on.
Yeah, thank you.
But we look forward to seeing you, and we're grateful that you're having us, and we're going to make this a memorable event, and we're excited to help you share your message as well as get that Facebook up and running.
Well, great. We appreciate it. Looking forward to y'all being down there.
All right. Well, take care. We'll see you next week.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Take care.
Fantastic interview. This interview segment is brought to us by Memory Care by AP Laser. Let's roll that promo.
This effing segment was brought to you by Memory Care, powered by AP Laser. Memory Care is a life story etched forever. For more information, visit aplaser.com.
All right, Jeff. Well, I mean, the interview segment was fantastic. Super psyched to go live next week. This will be our very first live with an audience show. We streamed some stuff from NFD or ICCFA this year, but as far as doing a show completely live with an audience, it's going to be pretty fascinating. So, psyched. Thanks for Wilbur Vault of Houston and Corpus Christi Wilbur for sponsoring that episode live down there in Texas next week. All right, Jeff, Who does our spotlight shine on this week?
Well, we're not going to leave Texas. As everybody knows, we like to share positive stories and shine the spotlight on funeral directors and professionals that are making a difference in their community and our profession. This week, we shine the spotlight on Robert Falcon, who's the owner of Affordable Cremation and Burial Service in Austin, Texas. Robert went viral, and this is where a funeral director showing his heart made a difference. Robert wrote a post on Facebook that got national media attention. If you can bear with me a moment, I'm just going to read what he said. I did a funeral today that I did not have to do. Sunday, you ran this child over, kept driving down Cameron Road. I spent most of the night, Monday and Tuesday, getting this child ready for his mother and father to see him in a casket because of you. I want you to see these pictures, and I want you to know how much it pains me to know that you would run over a child and not stop to render aid. What a careless act. I had to listen to a mother and father cry and bargain with God today because you took their son from them. I hope you can forgive yourself and do the right thing and turn yourself in, take responsibility for your actions on Sunday. I want you to look at these pictures of a precious child and see the innocence, and want you to know you took from a family who hurts beyond anything we can measure. The media has covered all but today's burial, but I was there. I have seen to the care of this child from time to time, and I picked up his body from the medical examiner's office and prepared his body. I dressed him in a little black suit, white shirt, and bow tie, and placed him in a little white casket surrounded by angels. I was there when his mom and dad saw him for the first time yesterday and wept with him. I was the last to see his body before I closed his casket this afternoon and took him to his place of rest. I did this because of you. You know who you are. I've done my duty. Now do yours and turn yourself in. I should not have had to do a funeral today, and I have only one person to blame for that person. It's you. It's your turn. How powerful from a funeral director is that message?
Unreal.
I believe that was on USA Today as well. I mean, It really has gone. In fact, I saw early this morning that this guy's been arrested. Thank God.
Yeah, it was extremely violent. It was picked up by about every news outlet out there, and social media really lit a fire to it. But I mean, just heart-wrenching story, and for this funeral director to come forward with that. I mean, it just shows the vulnerability of a funeral director, and that every life matters. And it's an extremely touching story.
Yeah. Well, Robert, thank you. Kudos for bringing out the best in what we do and sharing your heart.
Absolutely. All right, Jeff. Every week you kill me with, you come up with the spotlights and you find the spotlight on a funeral director segment, and then we roll right into the WTF segment. I don't feel like when we laid out this show, we did it properly, where we go from something so touching to something just humorous and I don't know. Anyways, the WTF segments where we take a humorous look at our industry, and it's something you're going to be talking about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. When you see the picture of the story that we talk about, it really makes you say, what the funeral? And Jeff, we're calling this a public service announcement. Explain to us why.
This is a picture of a casket that a family bought offline and had delivered at a funeral home. And so I would like to show this out here as a funeral home owner, and you guys keep this. So when a family's thinking they're getting a deal, this looks like a great bargain, doesn't it?
Yeah, a dented casket. I mean, now, if the family would never pay for something like this coming from the funeral home. And I don't know what you do in this scenario when the casket's delivered and this is how it looks when it comes out of the crate from UPS or whoever brings it wherever it was delivered to. So you get what you pay for. That's a motto or a life lesson that I was taught very, very young. You get what you pay for.
I agree with you, man. I mean, again, funeral directors, you guys watching this, cut and paste this, keep it. And when a family says they want to order offline, this is what happens, and you're not responsible for it.
That's right. All right, Jeff, the WTF segment is sponsored by Disrupt Media and the Disrupt You Show. Let's roll that promo.
At Disrupt Media, we're a social media content agency that focuses on storytelling for funeral companies. We use real stories to build creative strategies that achieve actual business goals. Want to learn more? Visit disruptmedia.co.
Well, Commander, this wraps up episode 35. I'm pretty stoked for 36. We're going to be in Texas, so what's going to be on deck down there?
We're going to do everything live. We're going to post stuff. We're going to have a great time. We're going to be at the party the night before, so I'm sure I'll have to come up with something to wear so we can fit in down there. You know what I'm saying? So we're excited to come to Texas. Thank you guys, Texas Funeral Directors, for bringing us down there.
Absolutely.
And Houston, Wilbur, for you guys sponsoring us. We promise it's going to be a good time.
That's right. We're going to have to find out. We're going to have to figure out a substitute for the cigar next week. We're going to be without it again unless this establishment allows big cigar smoking.
Well, I'll make sure I got at least one prop with me, and I'll work something out over here. I might have to do it dry, but I'm going to be there. Don't you worry.
Just chew on it. Just chew on the end of it.
Oh, yeah, like the old boys do.
All right, folks. That's the end of episode 35. We'll be coming live next week. We're going to stream it on our Facebook page and we'll also be recording and uploading so you can watch on demand. It's going to be exciting. There's probably going to be a few bumps in the road because this is our first live show, but you will roll with it and make it happen. So until next time, have a great effing week.
Out here.